Google just dropped something that changes everything. It's called Opal and it's completely free. This is not another chatbot. This is a super agent that can actually build and do things for you. It can search the web, it can write code, it can look at images, it can build entire workflows, it can even automate videos, and it does all of this in one place without you jumping in between like 10 different tools. And in the next few minutes, I'm going to show you exactly what Opal can do. I'll show you how it's different from ChatGPT, Claude, and Gemini. I'll show you real examples of how solopreneurs can use this to automate client work, create content faster, and handle tasks that used to take hours. And I'll give you a simple system you can start using today to turn Opal into your personal business assistant. Now, if you've been frustrated with AI tools that promise everything but don't actually save you time, this is for you. If you're tired of shiny object syndrome and want one powerful tool you can actually master, this is for you. And if you want to see how the top 1% of AI users are building systems that work whilst they sleep, stay with me. This is brand new. Google just expanded this to 160 countries, and most people have no idea it even exists yet. If you're watching this, you're early. Let's go. All right, so you can see here that we have the new expansion from Google Opal to 160 countries. As you can see, this was literally just announced this month, and it helps you automate the fast stuff. So for example, you can streamline research, you can make sense of data, you can create repeatable workflows, kind of like a no-code N8N where you can just build workflows really quickly. As you can see, you can create custom content as well. So for example, like marketing asset generators, dynamic visual tools, interactive storytelling, right? And you can see examples of the apps right here. Now, if you want to see what I've built, you can see all these different apps. So for example, a blog post writer, book recommendations, business profiler, city builder, right? These are all different ideas inside the gallery. And if you want to know how to create a new one, you just go to create new over here. And then you literally just type in what you want to build, right? It's as simple as that. Easy peasy lemon squeezy, my friends. And the thing is, here's what's crazy about Opal is like, a week ago, I used to use like 5 different tools to do one simple task. I'd use like ChatGPT to write an outline, then copy it into Claude to make it sound better. Then I'd use Perplexity to fact check. Then I'd use another tool to grab images. Then I paste everything into Google Docs and format it myself. Messy, very messy. You don't want to be living that life, all right? So what you can do instead is you can just type in what you want, right? So for example, let's say I run an SEO agency, so I'm going to use practical examples for me. And what I can say here is, okay, build out an AI SEO content writer, right? Something like that. We're going to hit enter like so. Literally, you just type it in down here. That's all you do if you want to start using this bad boy. Now that's going to start thinking about it and start planning out exactly how it's going to build, right? Now over here, you can select between your theme, your console, etc. But the main point here is you can easily use this to start building stuff. Now, whilst that's running in the background, as you can see, we're going to switch over to what else we can do. So we can actually build an MVP in literally minutes. So if you have an idea in mind, you're like, okay, I want to build this, don't know how to do it with N8N or any of these other tools. Okay, no problem, mate. Right? You can just literally, this is literally lowering the barrier for entrepreneurs and builders to quickly validate new ideas. So just build a simple mini app, right? And I would say that's the most powerful thing here is the mini app framework that you can share with others. Some other stuff that you can do, like language learning apps, custom travel planners. This is not just for business, but also for personal stuff too. Anything that costs you time and is repetitive, you can automate with Google Opal. And you can see examples of how it works right here, right? Now, this is not guaranteed to work first time round, but that's okay. That's why we're planning it out live together. Think Access says, hello. And that's what we're talking about. Good to see you here, Think Access. And if anyone else has any questions as we go along, feel free to ask, because I just want to build you stuff. I'll share it with you as well if we build stuff together, if you give me ideas. And I want to make this as interactive and as useful as possible. So you can see that it's planned out the workflow here. So we literally said like build an SEO content writer, and then it's got the workflow. So how does this work? Well, you can type in the topic, or you can type in your target keywords. You can then research the best SEO practices, generate the SEO optimized content, and then render it as a HTML website page to analyze it. You can also target keywords. Then you'll analyze your competitors. It will do a deep analysis of competitors, plug that into the SEO optimized content writer, and then render it as HTML again, right? So it's 2 different workflows, plugging it into one mini app over here. What you can see inside Opal, and this just, it's so simple. It's really easy to learn this stuff, right? What you can see over here is we have the workflow here, and then we have the actual UI over here, right? So this is a mini app we just created in literally one click. We one-shotted that bad boy. Again, it may not work perfectly, but that's okay. So we can actually switch the theme over here, so we can change the theme and everything else. We can add our own customized theme as well if we want to. We've got the console as well if you want to change like the inputs and the outputs and the custom prompting. But if you just want to get started, you want to get straight to that action, you can go over here. Now you can also switch between editor and app, right? So editor is obviously where you edit the workflow and you change it and you mix it up and you see how it works, right? Or you can switch over to app, and inside the app is basically the UI, right? So it's generated a custom image over here. We're SEO content AI, and it says generate SEO optimized content based on your topic and keywords. So if we hit start like so, we're going to type in our keyword. I want to put SEO agency Birmingham, just to mix it up, and then we're going to provide target keywords. We can add multiple ones. I'm just going to go with one to keep it easy and simple, right? So we're going to put SEO Agency Birmingham as the keyword generator. Now it's going to start thinking and researching the best SEO practices and analyzing competitor content, right? So you can see how easy this stuff is to start building it out. What I would say is that the old way of doing things, it used to take like almost 2 hours to create one piece of content. I kept thinking like, there has to be a better way. And then when Google dropped Opal and expanded it to over 160 countries so that, almost anyone in the world can use it, everything changed. And I can tell you now, I can tell Opal exactly what I need, and it does all of it. Searches the web for the latest information, writes the content, grabs images, formats it, and gives me the final result in like minutes, not hours, as you can see today. The first time I used it, I kind of sat there staring at my screen because I realized I've been doing things the hard way for months. I've been jumping between tools like a maniac, right? And now I had one super agent that could handle it all. But here's the part that really gets me, okay? I started thinking about all the all the solopreneurs I speak to inside the AI Profit Boardroom, right? The guys running agencies, consultants, the content creators, the people who are drowning in busy work because they're trying to do everything themselves. And I realized that most of them don't even know that this tool exists yet. They're still stuck in the old way. They're using 10 different tools. They're still copying and pasting between tabs. They're still wasting hours every single day on tasks that could be automated in minutes. And that's when I knew I had to do this live stream. Now, you can see that it's still thinking about it, but it's rendering the content as a web page. That's why it's taking so long. You could remove that step and then it would be a faster workflow. But the thing you have to know here is that when you see what Opal can actually do, it changes how you think about AI. You stop treating it as a fancy search engine. You start treating it like a real assistant that can actually handle work for you. I mean, think about Michael Jordan. Everyone remembers the championships, the highlight dunks, the game winners, but Jordan didn't win 6 rings by doing everything himself. He had Phil Jackson calling plays. He had Scottie Pippen handling defense. He had the whole defense around him and the whole system around him so he could focus on what he did best. And that's basically what Opal does for solopreneurs, right? It's not about replacing you. It's about giving you a system that handles the repetitive stuff so you can focus on the high value work only you can do. And the best part is it's completely free. So if we go back to Opal here, you can see that we've got the headline for our article, right? And you can change your writing style as well. So if you don't like these sort of AI buzzwords like elevating and that sort of thing, then you can change that. And then it's written it down here, right? And it's literally written it into a nicely written article. I mean, let's have a look here. Let's see how long this is. Let's have a look. So if we copy this and we'll plug it into a word counter to see how long this content is. So you can just paste it into a Google Doc if you want to take it there. 141 words, boom. Just created like that, right? Using the new Opal tool. So it's crazy powerful. By the way, if you want all the video notes from today, I actually have these inside the AI Profit Boardroom, which is a system that we update every single day as a community. You can get access to it, link in the comments and description. If you're watching this in your AI Profit Boardroom member, you can see the new updates every day and they're dated, right? So for example, you've got the 1st of December here. Then you've got all the updates from, for example, like November 23rd, 22nd, etc. So you can find all these updates inside the AI Profit Boardroom. And 30th of November, 29th, 27th, etc. The AI community that actually gets updated every day, I think. And you see here, 1st of December, Google Opal, we've got the video tutorial and all the video notes from today if you want to learn this stuff. Now, let's go back to Opal over here. And we've got the outputs. Now, there's a few things that I would change. And what I'm actually going to do is list the changes in a separate tab so that I can make the system better, and then you know how to tweak these systems if you need to improve them, right? So if we open up Opal over here, what would I improve? Well, number one, I'm going to change the copyright style, right? Change the copy style to Alex or Mosley style copyright, right? Or direct response copyright, because there's no point creating SEO content if it's not going to convert. How do you make it convert? You write it like direct response style. We're also going to remove some of the buzzwords. So for example, elevating and all that sort of stuff. So I'm going to say 3rd grade language copy. What else would I say? Well, I want this content to be unique. I want it to be tailored to me. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to say tailor the content to Julian Goldie and his SEO agency, Goldie Agency, right? And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over to my website, right, to custom train this bad boy. So we're going to go over here. We're going to click here to get backlinks down, right? And this is basically a portal that we've designed with information about us and who we are. And you know, people can just order online for SEO. So what I'm going to do is take this page, this funnel page, and then I'm going to go back over to my notes and my changes. I'm going to say funnel traffic with a CTA throughout the page to this page where readers can order SEO services online, right? And then we'll add that link, okay? And then what we're also going to do, this is interesting too, is we're going to take the copy from this page, right? So I'm going to select all the copy, and I'm going to go over to ChatGPT, I say condense this down to 100 words, right? So that I don't overload the prompt, but I give the AI all the information about us and our business. So I'm going to take that prompt in here. I'm going to go back over to my notes where I'm going to change the prompt, plug that in over here. And then we're going to use that. Boom. Now we're going to go back over to Opal. As you can see, we're going to start having a look at what else we can change inside the output. So basically, if you had to map this out, and I will draw it on a whiteboard in a second, but if you had to map this out, right, how would you do it? Well, basically the process is pretty simple, but essentially, if you had to map this out, essentially, let's put this on the whiteboard. I like getting the whiteboard out, to be honest with you. So I'm going to put, okay, you create the MVP by typing your idea. Stage number 2 is you test it, write down what you change, and then stage number 3, iterate inside Google Opal until you get what you want, right? And so these are the 3 stages of how it works, like you can see. And then these 2 link together, right? So it's just a positive feedback loop where you create better and better apps the more you use it. That's basically how the system works, right? So you create the MVP by typing your idea in Google Opal, then you're going to test it and write down what you change, then you're going to iterate it inside Google Opal, right? So if we go back to Opal over here, what else would I change? Well, you know, I'd format it so that every sentence is on a new line. That's basically it, right, for now. I'm not going to overload it with too much crazy stuff. So if we go back to Opal now, I'm going to go back to editor, and then I'm going to suggest an edit down at the bottom. We're going to paste in that information like so. We're going to hit enter, and then we're going to make the changes like this, right? And so you can see how easy it is to just start changing this stuff and start editing it quickly so that you can get the best results possible. And again, like if you have any questions or you want to see me build something live, just let me know inside the comments. Like I'm happy to help you. So we're going to wait for that to load. That's going to start editing. We can actually open up multiple different edits. I think if we go to opal.google and we open up a new tab, and you can see your apps are saved at the top, and then we've got the gallery at the bottom, right? So these are apps that we've created ourselves, and then these are apps that we're building right now, right? So for example, I'm going to delete that one. And then the way that I would recommend using this is you go to your favorite AI that you use all the time, and you just say, okay, right, give me 5 mini app ideas I can build inside Google Opal. This can include videos, images, etc. Now you can get ideas. So if you're not even sure what you need to create, well, you can easily do it like this, right? So for example, create a mini app where users paste a topic. The app generates a short video script, 3 killer hooks, a title, and a thumbnail concept. Perfect for your YouTube, right? So obviously ChatGPT knows that I use YouTube to grow my business. So what we can do is we can copy that like this. Then we're going to go back over to Opal and say hook style equals Dan Kennedy. I'm going to hit enter like so. Inside Opal here, as you can see. Now it's going to start building it out for us. So you can see how this works and how easy it is to do. And then once we've made the changes inside the other app, so we can build multiple apps at the same time, which is pretty cool as well. Once we've done that, we can go back to the original app and start getting better outputs, right? So if we click on refresh over here, we'll delete what we did previously, put SEO training Japan as a topic. You might be wondering, okay, you know, like, does this stuff actually work, or is it AI slop, or does it actually get you results, right? So for example, you can see juliangoldie.com. This is our website for the agency. And you can see that since we started building more AI content on the website, it's gradually increasing in rankings to the point where, you know, it gets hundreds of clicks pretty much every day now at this point. So, you know, as long as you quality control this content before you publish it, as long as you're using it ethically, you can see how much you can grow your traffic. I mean, we've literally 10x our traffic between September and now. Right. And that really only took a short period of time. So, you know, Friday, September the 19th, we were getting 4 clicks a day on our website from SEO. Now we've had days, you know, by October the 13th, which was just a couple of weeks later, we got up to 134 clicks a day. And that traffic is gradually improving all the time, right? You see here, 129 clicks that day as well. So this process works, super simple and easy to do, super easy to create these apps. We can see we've got the video script generator over here as well. So for example, we've got the video topic, video assets, render the video over here, and then we can start building with this. So let's hit start on the video script, we're going to type in what we want. So for example, enter the topic, let's say Google Opal as the topic, and then it should start generating the video assets for us right there. And you can actually, if you click on these, you can see the individual prompts for each section. So for example, video topic, enter the topic of your video. You can change that however you want. If we go to generate video assets, right, it says it's actually create a custom prompt based on our idea. So for example, you're a creative marketing strategist with a deep understanding of direct response copywriting, specifically in the style of Dan Kennedy. Your task is to generate a short video script, 3 compelling video hooks, and a video title and a concept for the video thumbnail image, right? And then it's got all the examples right here, right? Simple and easy. Now, if we go back to the app, we can see the outputs here. So it's given us the thumbnail example. So this is the thumbnail concept. Then we have the video hooks. So we've got 3 hooks, as you can see over here. And these are pretty cool ideas. So for example, there's a reason Google is keeping Opal under wraps, and it's because it hands massive power to the shrewd few who understand it. Don't be the sucker who learns too late. Discover the Opal truth right now. That's more interesting than most copywriters are going to give you, because Google understands, okay, this is how you do marketing. This is how you get attention, etc. Right? Same for the video script. So for example here, Google just dropped a bombshell. And if you're not paying attention, your competition already is. We're talking about Opal. This isn't just another update. It's a fundamental shift in how search, data, and user interaction are going to be re-engineered. Ignoring Opal now is like ignoring the internet in 1995, right? You need to understand its implications now, or watch your traffic, leads, and sales get swallowed whole, right? So you can see how you can quickly, easily build this stuff right here as well. The plan kit says, can you make a video about how to launch landing pages after you build it with Google AI Studio? So if you want to learn how to do that, go to the AI Profit Boardroom, and then you're going to scroll down here, right? And inside here, you can see we've got a full section on Google AI Studio. So we've got a full video training on how to host and open landing pages. We've also got a bunch of tools that we've made with AI Studio and deployed. And then you can see we've got all the video notes on how to use it into custom prompts and that sort of thing. Very detailed guide right there. Also, if you want to learn more about building landing pages, what I'd recommend doing is you go over to the playbook here. And if you want to steal my funnels that are proven to work, right, then you can see all the funnels right here, right? So you got a book a call funnel, ChatGPT funnel, mastermind funnel, course tripwire funnel, free book funnel, right? And if you just click on those links inside the AI Profit Boardroom, you can get access to them. And we actually have a Black Friday deal on right now that's going to end soon, because it is now Cyber Monday, and this deal ends at the end of Cyber Monday. So make sure you sign up now before you miss out. But yeah, you can get all our funnels for one-click funnel options to deploy and landing pages, etc., inside the AI Profit Boardroom. So let's go back to Opal now, and we'll start having a look at what we got. Yeah, so this is looking pretty cool. What I can also do, I think we can create videos and images inside here. So I'm going to say, okay, add a image generator for the thumbnails plus a video generator for the script. Right, we're going to enter like that, except that. And now that's going to start creating this as well, right? So we've built the tool that actually scripts it and writes the hooks and the titles and everything else. But now we actually want to create something inside the same app that can also generate the image and the video too, which is what we're doing right now, okay? So wait for that to load. It's working its magic, and we'll see what we get back. So if we have a look at this section, it's got the generated video, the generated thumbnail, etc. inside there. And now if we go to the app preview section, we're going to refresh this, start, try again, and wait for that to load. So the cool thing about this is, like, you don't need to pay for multiple subscriptions or learn 5 different user interfaces. You just need to understand how to talk to Opal and ask it what to do. And that's exactly what I'm showing you today. So I'm going to break down the framework that I use to get Opal to do real work, like not just generate text, not just answer questions, but actually complete tasks that save hours and help you serve your customers and clients faster. And I've spent like the last week pretty much testing every single feature. So I've built workflows, I've broken things, I've figured out what works and what doesn't. And I've put it all into a simple system that anyone can follow, even if you've never used AI before, even if you don't know how to use it. And by the end of this, you're going to know exactly how to use Opal to automate your business. You have prompts you can copy, you have examples you can follow. You have a clear plan for the next 30 days to turn this tool into your unfair advantage, right? So I call this the Opal Agent Stack. It's basically your 30-day super agent system. So this is your complete guide to turning Google's new AI super agent into a real business automation tool. This isn't like theory. This is the exact system I use to get Opal to handle tasks that used to take hours. And the thing is, right, the thing is, you know, most people fail with AI tools. And It's really interesting. Like, let me tell you about, for example, Reed Hastings. Before Netflix became the giant it is, right? Hastings was drowning in late fees at Blockbuster. You know, he paid $40 in late fees for one movie, and instead of just accepting it, he asked a simple question. What if there were no late fees? And that one question changed everything. He didn't try to make Blockbuster better. He actually built something completely different. And Blockbuster actually went down, as we all know, right? Nobody uses Blockbuster anymore, whilst Netflix took over the world. Now, why does this relate to AI? Well, the lesson here is most people try to use new tools the same way they used old tools. They take Opal and use it exactly like ChatGPT. They ask a few basic questions, they get basic answers, and they wonder why nothing changes. But the solopreneurs who are going to win with AI don't just use it like a better search engine. They use it like a real team member, someone who can actually do the work, not just give advice. And that's the first belief we need to break, right? AI isn't just for writing, it's for doing. So, for example, if we have a look at the outputs here, we've now got the video back based on the hook here, right? So this was generated with AO using that script, as you can see, right? And then we've also got the thumbnail, as you can see over here. The only thing that I would change with the thumbnails, like obviously we want to generate it as landscape, not as vertical. So it's generated as vertical here, which is no bueno, to be honest. We've got the video hooks and everything else, right? So for example, here, what we can do is we can go back to the editor and we can change the image to be landscape. But one thing I want to show you here as well is if we play back the audio here, let me play this back for you. Which is generated in a different language, but you get the point. So I would make sure as well in the editor that we want to make sure with the video, the person is talking using the script, plus it's in English, right? And then also make sure the image is landscape. Then we'll hit enter and we can just redo that. And we're just waiting for this to load. Now, some people say, well, you know, I'm not technical enough to use advanced AI tools, but if you remember, like Steve Jobs, he couldn't code, right? He didn't build the first Apple computer. Steve Wozniak did. But Jobs knew what he wanted the computer to do. He knew what people needed, and he told Wozniak exactly what to build. And Opal works the same way. You don't need to understand how it works under the hood. You just need to know what you want it to do and how to ask for it in plain English. That's it. Some people as well say, well, AI tools are too expensive for solopreneurs, but Opal is completely free. Right? It doesn't cost you anything. You're not paying for ChatGPT Plus. You're not paying for Claude Pro. You're not paying for Perplexity. You get a super agent that does more than all of them combined, and it costs you nothing, right? So the excuse of like, I can't afford it is pretty much gone. Also, some people want to say there are too many AI tools. I don't know which one to use. And you're right, there are too many AI tools, right? But that's exactly why Opal matters, because it combines web search, image analysis, code writing, and task automation into one interface. So you don't need 10 tools anymore. You just need one. You need to master it. Think about like Elon Musk, right? He doesn't learn every single programming language. He doesn't touch every tool. He just picks the best ones and he goes deep on them. And that's how you win. So let's go back over here. We've now changed that again. So I'm going to go to preview here, hit star, and then we'll put SEO agency, plug that in, and we should get the outputs right here. Now, if you want to get access to these tools that I'm building today, what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on Publish Opal, wait for that to load, copy the link, as you can see, and then we'll go back over to the AI Profit Boardroom. And if you want to get access to the tools from today, I'm going to add a new section here. Now, we actually create new free tools inside the AI Profit Boardroom. So if you want to get this stuff, it's all in there. So for example, the image thumbnail plus script writer is here. And if you want to get the blog writer too, as you can see, and we've actually got a much better output from the blog writer too now. So we've created our own AI SEO SaaS tool in literally like 1 or 2 clicks, as you can see. So it's got the keyword front loaded here. The title is 10 times better than it previously was, if you remember. And that's because we made all of these notes and then we implemented them inside Google Opal, right? So that's what you want to do is each time that you test Google Opal, you then want to get the notes for it of what you would tweak and plug it back into the editor, right? So we were talking about, for example, how to do this, and that's exactly how I would tackle this process, right? So let's have a look at the rest of it. Want to win in Japan, you need SEO training in Japan that actually works. Forget all tricks, forget generic advice. Julian Goldie and SEO agency, and his SEO agency deliver what matters. We teach you how to rank #1 in Japan, right? Now it's nicely formatted. It's got the CTA to our funnel pages, as you can see, and then it's actually got links to order online, right? So it's like save 30% on all SEO packages with the code Black Friday. And then if you click on this link, it will funnel traffic to our backlink portal, right? And so you can see how easy it is to create not just a AI SEO tool, not just a tool that writes and writes it exactly how you would, not just one that actually promotes your business, but one that actually funnels traffic to your most important landing pages too, right? And so it's crazy powerful. It's crazy powerful. And you can see exactly how to use it today. So that was the SEO content generator. If you want to get access to that too, and bear in mind, like if you actually check out these apps, I think you can actually see the original prompt, and then you can use those and modify them and copy them so that you can use it exactly how you want to do it too, right? Which means that you can, for example, create your own custom tailored one. So I'm going to put that SEO content right here. Again, it's inside the AI Profit Boardroom. Just go to the classroom, go to SP updates, and then you'll see inside the 1st of December, we have the training with the video, the new free tools, and all the notes from today as well. So let's go back to Opal now. We have that ready to go, and yeah. That was incredibly simple, wasn't it? So if you go back to this tab, we now have the new update, right? And you see we've got the new thumbnail design here. I'm actually just going to go straight to the app. So the thumbnail design, the image, the video hooks, the video script. I mean, it actually looks really cool. Like it actually looks like a tool. And then you can see, for example, we've got this guy talking right here. And you can change the characters and that sort of thing if you want to as well. Damn, this is amazing. I think, you know, for example, that video script tool that I'm building now, I'm actually tempted to switch from my old Claude project to this video script generator, simply because I think the outputs are 10 times better. And also I really like the way that it's designed, right? It's just a nicer UI than using something like Claude or ChatGPT. So yeah, I'm absolutely loving it. It's absolutely awesome. And I think it comes down to how you train your brain as well. But I think like, if you want to like have something that you can come back to and it's got a really nice UI, then you probably just stick to Opal. The main thing is like train your brain, just use one tool and then you come back to that every time. So we've got the SEO content writer, we've built the video script generator, and this stuff is crazy powerful, right? It's just incredibly easy to use. Now if we go back, you can see that we've got the apps shared here as well at the top. So we've got the video script generator, the SEO content AI, etc. What else can we build? So if we go to create new over here, I'm going to go back to ChatGPT, and we've got some other stuff here too. So for example, we have the keyword idea generator, or the SEO content outline generator, right? The clip selector. I'm going to say, okay, build some, give me some more ideas. So if you need more ideas from ChatGPT, you can just ask it inside here. By the way, Muller, I really appreciate you joining the AI Profit Boardroom. Like, it's an honor to have you as a member, so I really, really appreciate that. And I appreciate everyone who's watching has joined recently. Like, I saw a lot of new members joined with the Black Friday deal. So you're really smart people for taking advantage of that as well, because the prices are going up this week, literally within 24 hours. So what else we got here? This is interesting, a podcast guest matcher. I really like that. So it suggests 10 guests, and then we could get the social media profiles for outreach and everything else. Let's try and build that. So I'm going to go back to Google Opal here, create new, plug this in, podcast guest matcher, user enters a niche and show style. I'm going to just put their niche / industry. The app generates 10 perfect guests and gives, I'm not going to ask for emails because I don't think AI is very good at giving emails, but I ask for, gives their social media plus website links, pitching angles, and a short intro video message they can download. I'm going to say here, and a very short direct message to ask if they'll come on the show, come on the podcast with you, right? And then I'm going to put podcast get, user enters a niche and industry plus name plus podcast name. Right? Something like that. We'll plug that in and we'll start trying to build the podcast guest matcher as well. This is actually something I would use because, for example, recently we've actually we've launched the Julian Goldie podcast. If you haven't seen that, by the way, it's available on YouTube. Just go to the Julian Goldie podcast, as you can see here. We've interviewed, for example, like Nate Herc, Jesper Nissen, Kaz Dash, James Dooley, Chris Walker, Jesse Cunningham, like some really cool people. And these are all like really great podcasts I'd recommend checking out if you like this sort of stuff. So that's that Julian Goldie podcast on YouTube. The Plan Kit says, what about a video maker from scripted scenes for social media posts? Yeah, I think we'll do that in a second. In fact, we could probably do that right now, but I'm just going to test this out first and then we'll come on to that. So we're going to test out the podcast guest. I'm going to enter my niche and industry. So I'm going to put SEO, enter my name, Julian Goldie, podcast name, Julian Goldie podcast, and then it should give us ideas for guest suggestions based on the podcast and the details are plugged in. Let's see what we get back. Now, whilst we're waiting for that, here's the other thing that I would say, right? So some people will say, AI will take my job or replace what makes me valuable, right? If it's that good. But here's the truth. AI doesn't replace you. It just replaces the boring stuff you shouldn't be doing anyway. So for example, the data entry, the research, for example, like podcast guests, the formatting, the repetitive tasks that drain your energy and keep you from doing high value work. Okay. So for example, look at what happened with calculators. Like accountants didn't disappear when calculators came out. Bad accountants did. Right? And the ones who only knew how to add and subtract. So the good ones who used calculators to work faster and focus on strategy, analysis, and helping clients make better decisions, they're the accountants that stuck around after the calculator. And Opal is basically your calculator. So you can use it to handle the grunt work, so you can focus on the strategy only you can deliver. Other people will say, well, I need to learn everything about AI before I start using it, but you actually don't. You only need to learn one thing really well and then use it every single day until it becomes second nature. So most people fail because they try to learn everything at once. They watch like 100 YouTube videos, they sign up for 10 courses, and they never actually build anything. Like for example, Warren Buffett is a great example of this. Like, he doesn't enter any sort of project he doesn't understand. He picks one thing, masters it, and the results compound over time. And you can do the same with Opal. Other people say, well, AI generated content isn't as good as what I can create yourself. And you're right. If you just hit generate and copy and paste, it is going to be garbage. But if you use AI as a collaborator, it's pretty incredible, right? You can give it context, you give it examples, you give it feedback, and it gives you a first draft that's basically 80% done. And then you add the final 20% that makes it yours. And that's how the best creators work. So they don't do everything from scratch. They just use tools to move faster. A lot of people say, well, I've tried AI tools before and they didn't work for me. And that's because you didn't have a system. Now, if we go back, and I'll come on to that in a second, but you see here, we've got an error, which is great. I want to show you how to handle errors. It's pretty simple. All you're going to do is you're going to take that, unable to get a good response from Gemini, so I'm going to X off here. Then we're going to go back to the editor. I'm going to say fix this error, unable to get a good response from Gemini. Make sure that this can actually generate responses. So you can see how to handle our errors here. So if it's not perfect, that's okay. I mean, this is what it's all about. So anyway, we were talking about this before. I've tried AI tools and they don't work for me. And that's because you didn't have a system. You probably played around with prompts, you got random results, you gave up because it felt like a waste of time. This guide gives you the system, the exact prompts, the exact workflows, the exact steps. So you're not guessing anymore, you're just following a proven process. Other people will say, well, I don't have time to learn another tool, but you don't have time not to learn this. Like every hour you spend doing manual work is an hour you're not spending on things that actually grow your business. So for example, like client calls, that's something you should be doing, right? Or your team should be doing, and you should be managing them. Strategy, sales, building relationships. Like if Opal saves you 5 hours a week, well, that's 20 hours a month, and that's 240 hours a year, and that's 6 full work weeks you get back. Now, what would you do with an extra 6 weeks per year, right? How much more could you grow? So this is what it's all about. Now we're going to test this out. We've got the new version of the podcast guest generator. We'll refresh this, start again, and we'll try that once more. Now, you might be wondering, okay, what is Opal and why is it different? Well, Opal is a super agent. So that means it doesn't just answer questions, it can actually do things for you. So you got like web search built in, you got image analysis, you got code writing, you got multi-step workflows. Most people use AI to answer one question at a time. Whereas Opal, you can assign it an entire project. So for example, if we go back to the app that we built for the video scripts, right, that basically handles your whole project. You just type in whatever you want. So if you type in, okay, SEO training Japan, that's going to start generating a response. Oh, let me refresh this. So if we go back to the app here and with video script SEO, let's change it to something like, okay, what foods can a dog eat? Something like that. Just something super basic to show you how you can apply this to basically anything, right? Maybe with best caption section and a video maker. Okay, let's try this one out. So whilst we're waiting for that, we'll build the one out for Plankit that he was asking for. So we'll go to create new inside Opal. Again, this is available at opal.google, and then we'll describe what we want to build. So I'm going to say a video maker from scripted scenes for social media posts. So I guess you want something that creates social media posts and the script writer, right? Or the video maker. Or you want something that can generate videos based on your social media post. Okay, let's do that. So generate video posts based on the social media posts I give you. We'll hit enter and we'll wait for that to load with the best caption section to save you time. All right, so that's created the workflow here. You just enter the social media text and the image, you generate the video based on that, right? Let's try this out. So we're gonna go to the app section here, enter the social media post text. Let me just grab one from an example. So I'm just gonna take like my latest social media post on X, and then we'll go over to here, plug this in, and then we have to upload our images. This is optional, you don't have to. I'm gonna upload it anyway just because I think like, okay, it'd be easy. So let's just plug in an example thumbnail like this, and we'll see if this can actually do its magic. Now, whilst we're waiting for that to load, we're gonna go back to the video content planner, and now you can see that it's come up with the title, right? So based on that dog food example, it's created a pretty cool video here that compares like what it should and shouldn't eat with a narrator. And then you got the video script over here, the video hooks. So these are like Dan Kennedy style hooks, and then the thumbnail concept as well, right? And that's an actual thumbnail you could use for the video as well. So this whole, I mean, this is basically if we go back to Blanket's example, right? So Blanket was asking for a video maker based on the social media post. Well, this generates a video script, the video, the thumbnail, social media image, and captions as well for the video as well, right? So that's probably one of your best options right there for using this. And you can get that inside the inside Opal as well, inside Google, inside the AI Profit Boardroom. So if we click on Share App here, copy that link, we'll go back to the AI Profit Boardroom, new free tools, and then the video plus image plus script plus caption plus title generator here. Social media. So if you want to get access to that, it's right there, right? You can get access to the free tools here. Now, we've got the video back from that video post creator as well that we talked about, based on what you asked for, Blanket. So let's try this out as well. I don't think that's 100% awesome, but I do think this is pretty cool. And you know, if you tweet it a lot, you could create even better responses. I don't like the audio on it, for example. Everything else is pretty cool, right? And then it's generated the video based on the image I uploaded too. So that's another option too. If you want to get access to that, I will put it inside the AI Profit Boardroom. And in the space of like literally 43 minutes, we've created so many different tools, right? Like this is pretty wild now. So this is social media post to video generator. So that tool is in there too. So yeah, it's amazing what you can do. You can generate videos, images, scripts. You can create pretty cool content with there. And then everything that you create is just saved here as well. Right? So it's pretty simple and easy. Yeah, what else would I say here? So, I mean, like in terms of how to use this, this is what I would call the Opal Stack framework. And this is a system that I've used today to get Opal to do real work. I mean, these are all real use cases that were created, right? So basically, step number one, you want to define the outcome. So you tell Opal exactly what you want at the end, right? Not just how to do it, but what the final result looks like. So for example, I need a blog post about Google Opal that explains what it is, why it matters, and how solopreneurs can use it. The post should be 1,000 words, easy to read, and include real examples. And then give context. So tell Opal who you are, who your audience is, and what style you want. So for example, I'm Julian Goldie, I teach solopreneurs how to use AI to automate their businesses inside the AI Profit Boardroom. My audience is smart, but not technical. They want simple, actionable advice. Write in plain English like you're talking to a friend. And then step number 3, you're going to let Opal search and build. So you ask Opal to search for the latest information, find examples, so pull in data, let it do the research for you, and then refine and analyze, right? Review what Opal actually gives you, tell it what to fix, tell it what to improve, and tell it what to change, right? And that's it. 4 simple steps: define, context, search, refine, right? That's how it works. Now, I did promise a 30-day implementation plan as well. This is insane stuff, right? The 30-day Opal implementation plan. So, week 1, I would just learn how it works. So day 1, you're going to sign up for Opal, test it out, ask it simple questions, see how it responds. Upload a screenshot on day 2. Ask Opal to search the web for something recent on day 3. Give it a multi-step process as well on day 4. So for example, find the top 5 AI tools that launch this month, write a short summary of each and format as a table. Day number 5, you might want to ask Opal to write a simple piece of code. Day 6, test the refinement process. So ask Opal to generate content, then tell it to make specific changes. And then day number 7, just review what you learned and write down 3 tasks that you could automate with Opal. And if you're not sure how to write the tasks themselves, just go back over to ChatGPT and ask for ideas inside ChatGPT. That's basically how it works. Now, week number 2. From here, what I would recommend is that you start building out your first real workflow, okay? So pick one repetitive task every week and just start automating it. Write a detailed prompt for Opal that describes exactly what you want, include context, examples, and style, and then test the prompt, see what Opal generates, and take notes on what works and what doesn't. And then you can see here, we've basically, I mean, week number 3, you would automate the client work, and then week number 4, you're going to scale and optimize. But basically, if you want like a day-by-day plan on exactly how to master Google Opal, here it is. It's all inside their profit boarding instructions, and you can get it right here, okay? So you can get infinite ideas for content inside ChatGPT or whatever tool you use day to day. You can plug those straight into Opal, as you can see, and generate these insane outputs like you can see. So this is the video content planner. We've got the video post creator, video script writer, SEO content writer, podcast generator as well. Like it's infinite what you can do and how you can do it. And it's so simple and easy to do this stuff. All right. So that's basically it. I mean, some examples that you could do. You could actually take your NA10 automations and then just ask Opal to create them instead. I think that would be easier. And also some people might ask like, okay, is ChatGPT's AI agent builder as good as this? And I would say no, nowhere near, right? It's so much simpler and easier to use. Google, I think they've designed Opal to be like the best for doing this stuff and the best for creating it. So I'd recommend just using Google Opal instead for doing this stuff. So yeah, that's it. Now, if you want to see, okay, like I'll listen, you know, how does this work? Well, let me show you some winners inside the AI profit boardroom who are getting wins like this every single day. So if we go to the win section, you can see, for example, Vladimir included a blueprint MCP. And he actually used this to reach 100 users inside the Chrome Web Store. So Vlad, what he actually did, he posted this inside the AI profit boardroom to share his wins. And you can see he basically built a Chrome extension using AI and then got like 4 or 5-star reviews already and 104 users on this new extension. So like, if you really want to learn how to use this stuff and you want to see people actually building with it, join the AI profit boardroom, because inside there, we've got all these people winning with this stuff. You see Paolo create his own video digital avatar. You can see, for example, Steve Light smashing all these different wins here, right? It's just infinite what you can do and what you can achieve with this stuff if you're really into it. For example, you know, all this different stuff. Like Vladimir, he only started this, he started 29 days ago, submitting his extension to the Chrome store. And then 29 days later, he's already got 100 users on his Chrome web app. It's pretty insane, right? Andy Barker was sharing like how he won with updating his website for AI. Eric was creating some cool AI videos and posting them on Instagram. Andy created 4 new websites, 8 new NA10 workflows, and 2 new software projects, and 12 micro websites plus 2 AI trainings, right, for the Chamber of Commerce. So, you know, if you want to see how people are actually implementing and winning with this stuff every single day, you can see all the wins right here in this stream. It's infinite. It's infinite. You can also check out for inspiration, their gallery of other cool apps here. So for example, product research looks really cool. And you can actually remix these as well, right? Now, what that means is if you click remix, you can create your own version of this as well. So when you click on those shared tools, you can remix and create your own and then customize it to however you want to use it. So pretty amazing as well right there. So before we wrap this up, I want to share something with you. If you got value from this live stream or this video, if you're excited about what Opal can do, and if you want to go deeper into building real automation systems to save you hours every single week, I have something for you. It's called the AI Profit Boardroom. Now, let me talk you through exactly what you get when you join. So when you join the AI Profit Boardroom here, you get the community with 1,800 members, and you can post questions, ask help, get support, get tips whenever you need it, right? You can see that you can post inside here. There's tons of engagement. It's one of the most active communities on School right now. And you can just get help whenever you need it. I think that's one of the best things about it. It's like you can connect with members. You can actually search for members here. So let's say, for example, whatever industry you're in, you can type it here and you can see all the members inside the AI Profit Boardroom who are doing the same thing. So we have, for example, 200 members who are all doing SEO. Let's say, for example, you're an agency, or you can type in agency here. You can connect with all these members. You can actually DM them, and then you can get access to these members here, right? And there's how many agency members? 135, right? Let's have a look at e-commerce as well. E-commerce, we've got 22 members in e-commerce. Type in real estate, 45 members in real estate, right? Like this is whatever industry you're in, there's going to be people here who are doing similar things to you. So if you want to connect with people who are actually implementing AI and actually winning with it, then join the AI Profit Boardroom, because there's so many cool people you can connect with. Inside the classroom as well, you get all of these different trainings, as you can see. And some of the stuff that you get, for example, is you get like the AI avatar engine, the AI content engine, you get pre-built client funnels, you get my high-ticket client formulas, you get unlimited custom GPT requests. You can actually request GPTs inside there. You get the live daily coaching. So if you jump on the coaching course here, we do 4 a week. as you can see. And these coaching calls, you can jump on them, ask any questions, connect with members in real life. And if you can't watch the coaching calls, no problem. You can actually scroll down inside the classroom and watch your coaching calls back here, as you can see, right? So you can see that we've updated this with like 28th, 26th, 25th. These are all like from the last week, right? So there's loads of trainings here, and these are super long and in depth and useful for anyone watching. So it's amazing what you can do. You also get the school empire system. This shows you how to grow it and build a community on school. You get the school business training as well. So if you want to build a business on school, we teach you how inside the AI Profit Boardroom. You get access to the SEO Elite Circle and the SEO Boardroom, as long as you're an active member. And you get the Digital Nomad guidebook as well. On top of that, you get the AI Profit Boardroom. So you get all this stuff inside the AI Profit Boardroom. This offer is ending soon. So if you sign up now, you get a 40% discount on the AI Profit Boardroom. So you can save 40% if you sign up now, and you'll lock in your discount price forever. And you can try it. If you don't like it, no problem. Like, you can always leave, but you can try it, check it out, see what you think, and then go from there. Now, this offer actually ends at midnight, Cyber Monday. So after that offer, the 40% discount disappears and the 16 bonus stack disappears that I've talked about today, and the price goes back to normal. So make sure you sign up now before you miss out, and let's build something great together. You can see all the cool stuff that we're doing with this stuff. What else we got here? If you want to learn more about running local models, just type in local inside the AI Profit Boardroom here, and then you can see all these different trainings on like how to host N8N locally, how to, for example, run DeepSeek locally with Boat Local. You got all these different trainings here that you can use on how to learn this stuff locally. So thanks so much for watching. Appreciate you all, and I'll see you on the next one. Cheers. Bye-bye.